Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and it's another Regulatory Tuesday. This Tuesday, actually, I have some good news. The state of North Carolina implemented voter registration this year, which requires you to provide proof of identification when voting. Now, I don't know how this is going to square up with voting provincially, which seems to have become a huge issue here in the United States. But North Carolina joins the over 30 states who have such a voter identification law on the books. Now, these kind of laws recently have come under a lot of attack, specifically because they've been said to disenfranchise voters. Truth be told, if you want to drive an automobile in the United States, you have to have a state-provided driver's license. To get that state-provided driver's license, you have to prove citizenship or legal resident status. So I don't really see how not showing an identification card, which you have to prove who you are to get in order to prove who you are to vote, is an issue. Now, if it was the fact that, some people are going to claim that, poor people can't afford driver's licenses. That's true. The state-issued ID also can be used in all of these scenarios. And those state-issued IDs are primarily free across the country. So if you can't afford a driver's license, you can go get your state ID and vote. And truth be told, to get positions to work, you need a state ID or a driver's license. To be able to travel on an airplane or a bus or a train, you need state ID. To be able to purchase a firearm or an automobile or types of insurance or open a bank account, you need these state-issued IDs. To go and get a replacement Social Security card, you need a state-issued ID, a copy of your birth certificate, and your old Social Security card if you have it still. So I don't understand the opposition to this law, this particular type of law. Now, if it required answering questions or paying a separate tax to vote, I could understand that being claimed to disenfranchise. But just simply providing your state ID who proves that you are who you say you are, I don't see this as an issue. I just see it as something that the DNC can try to use in order to pollute the vote. As we've seen in states like Oregon and California, and even in Florida, where provincial voting without identification has been allowed, many times these provincial ballots, which can't be verified, get added to the other ballots. And while voter ID won't stop that particular action, it does reduce the provincial ballot voting. Now, one of the things we also need to do now that we've got so many states on board with the voter ID law is push back against this Democrat initiative in Congress, which will give everyone automatic registration to vote. This law is foolishness. We've seen in states where they have the automatic voter registration, the so-called motor voter, where you have a large propensity of people who are registered to vote who should not be. And it becomes even worse when you start allowing things such as vote by mail or vote by proxy, which is where you receive a paper ballot and you send it back. Because in those situations, many cases, it opens up for fraud and abuse. We also need to look at these laws in states like Alabama and Florida, where political activists can pick up abstention ballots. Because in many cases, we hear reports of these political activists, and it doesn't matter which side they're on, will pick up blank ballots from people who have received these paper by abstention ballots, fill them out, and turn them in. Now, this is opening us up for unequal representation. And we need to stop this. We need to fix our voting system so that we can have fair, balanced elections. If we can't trust the electoral process, how can we trust that we got the representatives we asked for? It doesn't matter which side is cheating. It doesn't matter if both sides are cheating. We need to stop it all and get back to fair, free elections. And that means proof of identification, tight controls on ballot handling and ballot chain of custody, and no more proxy voting that can't be verified. These are things that every American citizen should be pushing for. Well, I want to thank you all again for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or thumbs up and subscribe on BitChute. Also, don't forget to follow me on my other social media, my Twitter, Gab, Minds. And don't forget you can still buy my t-shirts at Redbubble. I am hoping to maybe get some more swag together this weekend, maybe, and publish a couple of new items. Thank you all again, and have yourselves a beautiful Tuesday.